Hello, it's good to have you back on Vnews Bulletin. I'm Nhung from Hanoi. Now take a look at top stories as usual.
Digitalization fuels Vietnam's economic growth. Traditional cultural beauty of Thai ethnic minority weddings.
Let's begin the bulletin with the most prominent events of the week from February 14 to 20.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on February 14 chaired the fourth meeting of the National Steering Committee for reviewing the implementation of a party resolution on reforming the land law and policies. Prime Minister Chính, who is head of the committee, said the review of land-related laws, regulations and policies aims to settle specific and urgent issues in different periods. It also targets at optimizing land resources for the national development and building an independent and self-reliant economy, among others. The government leader asked for a clear differentiation of the role of the state when performing the role of the ownership representative and conducting the state management activities over land use.
The 8th section of the 15th National Assembly Standing Committee took place in Hanoi on February 15 to 17. At the section, the Standing Committee looked into the amendment of two draft laws, which are the law on mobile police and another revising and supplementing some articles of the law on intellectual property. The committee agreed with the government's proposal to add the draft law on medical examination and treatment to the law on ordinance building program in 2022. It also considered the legislature's report on the People's Aspirations work in January, among others.
Vietnamese Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn attended the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting retreat, which took place both in person and via video conference in Cambodia on February 17. Addressing the meeting, Minister Sơn called for solidarity, unity, dialogue, and cooperation to be enhanced to serve as the basis for a strong and resilient ASEAN community. He asked ASEAN to press on with implementing COVID-19 response initiatives and consider the mutual recognition of vaccine passports in the region. Regarding the Myanmar issue, Minister Sơn affirmed Vietnam's readiness to join hands with other countries to assist Myanmar to overcome these trying times.
Limits on the number of inbound and outbound international flights in Vietnam were removed from February 15. Earlier, the Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam asked the Vietnam Air Traffic Management Corporation to issue a notice to airmen on the removal to its counterparts in other countries. So far, except China, all the countries receiving Vietnam's proposal have agreed to restore the aviation links with Vietnam. This is an important move for the reopening of the country's tourism sector, which is planned to begin from March 15.
The northern province of Thái Nguyên on February 16 handed over a license to Samsung Electromechanics Vietnam under Samsung Corporation to add $920 million to its project in the province. With the addition, Samsung Electromechanics has raised its total investment in the industrial park to $2.27 billion. The company began its operation in February 2015, mainly manufacturing and assembling high-density interconnect printed circuit boards and components and spare parts.
Vietnam's fast-growing digital economy is likely to help the country become a high-income economy by 2045, according to an article recently published on spring.com.
Namely, Vietnam's digital boom to lift the economy. The article noted, while there will be challenges to overcome, such development will also present many opportunities for investments across sectors. According to the author, Vietnam is popular for its golden demographic population, with nearly 56% of its people are under 35, the highest among countries in the region with similar income levels. The article also wrote, Vietnam's middle-income class earning above $700 a month is estimated at one-third of the population and expected to double its size by 2030. Such growth will underpin domestic consumption for services and higher value-added products. Digitalization is becoming an integral part of consumers' daily life in Vietnam. The The country's digital economy is growing by double digits, and the total market value is expected to hit $57 billion in 2025. Vietnam's digital market is fast growing, driven by strong growth in e-commerce, fintech, and education.
Vietnamese wood and furniture products are expected to grow in 2022 due to the purchasing demand of the international market, along with meeting necessary factors in free trade agreements.
Despite experiencing a difficult year last year, after being heavily affected by the pandemic, the country's exports of timber and non-timber forest products in 2021 was predicted to reach $15.6 billion, up 18% year-on-year, in which the exports of wood products reached $14.5 billion, up 17.2% from 2020. Vietnam's timber and forest products are exported to over 140 countries and territories, of which the main markets are the US, Japan, China, EU, and the Republic of Korea. The Vietnamese wood processing export industry is expected to develop with an export turnover value of 20% higher than that of 2021. The gains are attributed to the effects of FTAs such as the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, the UK-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership.
The Vietnam Railways Corporation has asked the Ministry of Transport to allocate some $75 million for the reparation and upgrade of weak railway bridges in the 2022-2023 period and separate rail and road traffic on all road rail bridges.
According to VNR, there are 3 road rail bridges nationwide, namely Lục Nam, Long Da, and Pho Lu, and 428 weak and expired railway bridges are those that do not conform to standards. The proposed budget will be used for repairing and replacing 87 dangerous bridges and for building works to separate road and railway traffic on the 3 remaining road railway bridges, the VNR said. The corporation has also suggested allocating capital in the period to construct overpasses at 9 level crossings between roads and railways, handle the risks of falling rocks in order to ensure safety at 14 other locations, and upgrade and repair 13 tunnels along the Hanoi-Ho Chi Minh City Railroad.
Nguyễn Đan Thi, a Vietnamese national living in the U.S., has recently released a book reflecting her feelings while in the U.S. It has been a struggle from loss to indignation and from fear to life balance for young women who lived far from her native land from a very early age. Join us to take a look.
The book Nguồn Cội Origin features short poems and stories from Dan Thi, who was found herself stuck in the cross-cultural life. Like Thi, many young people have been at war with themselves to find out who they are and what they should do in the future. The book gives readers a better insight into the cross-cultural experiences of Vietnamese people in foreign countries. Thi expressed her pride and showed her respect for the cultural differences and diversity.
I want to share my experience when I first went to the US. I found many differences in the 2 countries. At first, I was sad because people in the US do not want to know about me. But I feel better now. My advice for people like me is that we should accept the differences and move on.
The book not only highlights the feelings of the author, but also gives voice to the experience and circumstances of others. Through the book, Thi wants to raise public awareness about cross-cultural issues while encouraging people to respect differences. Nguyễn Đan Thi was born in Ho Chi Minh City, then left the city for Texas at the age of 12. She earned a business degree from Babson College, but was attracted by arts and linguistics, and sees writing as the bridge helping minority groups become connected to a world of rising levels of cross-cultural interaction.
Along with policy of safe and effective control of the pandemic, Vietnam's tourism sector continues to prepare solutions to recover and adapt to the new normal.
Recently, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism has sent the government a proposal to completely open international tourism, including welcome foreign tourists to Vietnam and allowing Vietnamese tourists to travel abroad from March 21st. From now until March 13th, Vietnam will continue to implement Phase 2 of a pilot program to welcome international tourists, but it is proposed to expand to localities in which residents have received the third dose of the vaccine and low-risk areas. Under the pilot program, international tourists can visit 7 localities, including Phu Quoc Island in Kiên Giang Province, Khánh Hòa, Quảng Nam, Đà Nẵng, Quảng Ninh, Bình Định Province, and Ho Chi Minh City. Travelers need proof of double dose of vaccination or that they have recovered from COVID-19 within 6 months and a negative RT-PCR certificate within 72 hours before departure. Visitors are only allowed to participate in tourism activities in package tours registered in advance. On the 7th day of the itinerary, if the traveler has tested negative for COVID-19, they can continue to travel to other locations that have been approved for international arrivals.
The Thai ethnic group in the Northwest region in general and the Black Thai ethnic group in Sơn La province in particular are an ethnic group rich in cultural identity, especially in wedding costume. Traditionally, marriage is an important event in a person's life, so it is taken very seriously by both the community and families.
This wedding ceremony retains the traditions of the Black Thai ethnic minority group in Sơn La. When a man and a woman fall in love and wish to get married, the groom's family let the local matchmaker and his relatives take gifts to the bride's house to seek permission, and the groom then visits the girl's house to learn the answer.
Under the traditional wedding customs of the Black Thai people, the groom's family must prepare all gifts and complete all procedures with the bride's family. The ceremony worshipping the ancestors of the bride's family includes an offering of 2 chickens, sticky rice, and 2 bottles of wine. A dress, scarf, ceremonial items, and 1 pair of silver rings for the mother-in-law are also prepared.
Cumbersome or expensive traditional procedures such as wedding challenges or certain obligations on the groom have been removed from the modern wedding ceremonies of the Black Thai people in Sơn La. Other customs considered no longer relevant in the modern world have also been gradually removed, but key customs have been retained.
I have attended many weddings in the village. My family is also from the Black Thai ethnic minority group in Sơn La. I was taught by my grandparents about the traditional procedures of the Black Thai, including 4 wedding ceremonies that have been kept for generations. I hope that Black Thai weddings in the future will preserve the 5 traditions.
Though living in the city, my family is from the Black Thai ethnic minority group. Both my wife and I wanted our wedding ceremony to be held under traditional customs. By doing so, they can be preserved.
The Black Thai people believe that when a daughter is born, she is raised by her parents, grows up to marry, and then becomes a member of her husband's family, while the groom has responsibilities and obligations towards his wife's family. This is both a unique cultural feature and a humane custom connecting family members.
Many things have changed over the past 50 years, with the mixing of different ethnic minority groups, but the basics remain the same.
Today, the wedding customs of the Black Thai ethnic minority group have been simplified and are no longer as sophisticated as previously. The wedding ceremonies seen nowadays have been influenced by cultural trends found all around Vietnam.
That has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thank you for watching and see you next time.